Hello and welcome to another beautiful edition of Iron Port, the program that has been dedicated to bring Ghana's port and maritime industry closer to you. It is proudly brought to you by the Meridian Port Services Limited, the Ghana Revenue Authority, GOIL Company Limited, Serene Insurance and Ghana Link. It is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Viewers, today we have decided to put the spotlight on the haulage sector. This industry is very critical when it comes to the clearance and supply chain. As a result, we have engaged the parent body that represents haulage truck owners and drivers, that is the Joint Association of Port Transport Unions, JAPTU. In the following piece, we'll find out what role the haulage sector plays when it comes to port efficiency objectives, the challenges as well as recommendations for improvement.
Can you give us a fair idea of what the haulage sector in our country looks like, particularly those of you plying our ports and the Sahelian countries, and what your contribution, that's the contribution of the haulage sector to the economy is?
Yes, one of the things that at the secretarial level we are trying to do is to deploy a system that allows us to collect adequate data that helps for our analysis and planning, and then to be able to have very informed discussions subsequently. Yes, as it stands now, basically what we do, or the service that we offer to the port community or the shipping community, is the haulage of cargo. We offer competent, cost-effective haulage services, ensuring that cargo that is meant to be moved from the port is moved in a timely manner, in a safe manner, in a manner that does not impose unnecessary financial burden on the shippers. By doing this, we also believe that we help in decongestion of the port. Part of the systems we have deployed is to ensure that trucks that belong to JAPTU are in good condition. This is why we see the introduction of the port load, truck load worthy inspection and certification to be a very timely intervention, and we are mobilizing and encouraging all our members to join, because that is an opportunity for all our trucks that may not be up to the required standard to go through a system that allows them to be able to do the necessary repair, maintenance, to ensure that at all times our trucks have the integrity that when the port puts somebody's cargo on us, they are sure that the cargo is safe to move. We also organize the community, because now we give the cargo tracking sector shape and identity, so we are able to be engaged. If the port has some policies or programs to disseminate, we become a convenient conduit to do that exercise. We also assist in cutting the turnaround time for cargo, because we believe that if the trucks are in good condition, as the truck load worthy is seeking to establish, then the number of breakdowns and the time that we waste on journeys is going to be shortened. We are able to make trips in shorter times, come back, have some additional cargo. In terms of capacity, we can say that we even have more than the capacity for the cargo that arrives. That is why we are always excited when the port is investing in modernization and expansion. And we think the least we can do is to match that effort with the provision of good quality trucks. What we are doing also is engaging with the right stakeholders to ensure that our drivers are adequately educated on custom regulations, on port regulations, road traffic rules, and all of that. Currently, the union is in the process of translating LI 2180 into some leading local languages, audio form.
LI 2180, what is that?
That is the road safety regulations, yes. Because we think that in this day and age, it is just not right for a driver to be driving on our roads and not having a fair understanding of the road traffic regulation.
Yeah, sure.
And we think part of what has been a barrier for this has been the language. This legal document is in English.
Yeah.
And we want to translate that into some leading local languages audio in formats that can be on their phones, that at their spare time they can play. And sometimes there are some infractions that to surprise you to know that people are not even aware that such things exist in our statute. These are things that the union is working on. We are also in the process of deploying an app that even allows shippers to be able to hire trucks.
JAPTO is going to do that?
Yes, remotely. Yes, and we think these are part of the modernization effort that we are also doing. All of this is to add some value, no matter how small, into the port operations. Not to talk of the employment opportunities that we offer. Yes, this is one sector that offers significant employment opportunities in the informal sector of our economy. You realize that a good number of our members, drivers and drivers' mates and assistants, are not fully educated, even though we have quite a few, but a vast majority of us do not have adequate formal education. And this is one sector that offers employment to these people. And if you look at how much cargo we are able to haul from the ports to the hinterlands, to our landlocked countries, then you will get to understand that, look, as a sector, we are the backbone of this economy, because we believe that it is on our back that materials, raw materials and finished products get to where they are supposed to go.
One of the complaints that a lot of people complain about or give has to do with the fact that most of the trucks are not roadworthy. Most of the trucks we see, plying the ports are not roadworthy. And these are rickety trucks. You just look at them and it's crystal clear. It is evident. You see that, no, this truck, no, it shouldn't be doing this kind of work that it's doing. What are you doing as an association, the vice chairman of JAPTO, to ensure that trucks under your membership or association are roadworthy trucks?
Recently, what you are seeing now, there's a change, because I think we've done a lot. Before we give you a TLA to go into the port and load, we have certain checks that at least you must go above them. If you don't qualify to that system, we don't allow you to even get the TLA, nor get the tow and go into the port to load. And also, sometimes you see a picture on a platform and somewhere that is an old picture. But of these days, I think there are changes, although we did not come to where really we wanted to reach. Sometimes these spoil vehicles on the road. You see the road sector, the roads of the country, sometimes some areas are too bad. So that even when you are moving with a brand new vehicle, the road can cause some damage to the vehicle and you find it difficult to continue that time. So at the areas that the road are neat, when you watch, you never see a vehicle that has a problem. That's
rickety.
Yeah. But at a faulty road area, where the situation of the road is too bad, that is where at least it's a must that when you are moving on that area with that huge load, something can happen. And because of that, the problem we have is sometimes we wanted to support the axle load. I mean, the way schedule they did. That we shouldn't take the above.
Sure.
But
above the limits,
Yeah. But sometimes we have some, defaulters of the regulation, and when they move, they always had that problem. And we are finding solution to deal with them, so that those kind of situations
will not arise again.
But to our members of the JAPTO, we are even giving them a sticker to qualify you. You will see JAPTO sticker on your vehicle. When you see that vehicle, you can never see a rickety vehicle having that sticker. That means we do not qualify you. So some vehicles, you can see them loading from outside, not from the port. But when they are moving on the street, And since they are Haulage trucks,
Yeah.
everybody expect that they are coming from our side.
Right.
Yeah, but we are doing our best. And even I can see right now in the port we have got about 3 safety officers who are working under even the operations of the port director of operation.
Yes.
I think Mr.
Gavin Amavi, the GM
Yeah.
operations. Yeah.
Yeah, any vehicle that is rickety, even when the driver doesn't want to cooperate, they report to the JEPTO safety officers. We know how to deal with our people. We clear you out of the port. And when you go into the port, there are systems. The port has got regulations. You have to follow that regulations. And when you load anything, if it is a container, you have to get the container hooks.
Yeah.
Then the container belt. At least the container should be situated well on the vehicle. Our inspector in the port will see to it that it is very, very safe before he allow you to go out of the port. The same thing to those who carrying the other objects like iron and other things. The safety officers were there. So this time, although we didn't come to the range that we want, but hopefully, inshallah, with the grace of our stakeholders like you, establishing our misbehaviors on road, when we see it pains us. So we try to desist ourselves from doing that.
Right.
So within some few years to come, I don't think you'll be seeing those things. And we are praying that the road sector too, they should be able to do something about it so that it will not be ricketizing our vehicles by force.
I want to find out what your level of collaboration is with the other stakeholders that you work with, and who are these stakeholders, if you oblige us.
Yes, well, internally, JAPTO comprises 12 individual transport associations, 9 of them being local, that's Ghanaian, and 3 from our landlocked partners, namely Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. Yes, these are all under the JAPTO umbrella. But externally, we have our leading stakeholder, that's the GPHA. We also have the Shippers Authority. We have Customs. We have the MTTD of the Ghana Police Service. And then these are all, and then the Road Safety Authority. These are all key stakeholders that we have various relationships with. And I would say, or I want to say confidently that our collaboration so far with them have been very fruitful. For example, with the GPHA, there is no single port policy that takes off without some consultation or input from us. And this is something we appreciate very much. We are also receiving sensitization on various aspects of the port operations from time to time. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had a sensitization program with the port marketing department on the deployment of their payment platform, the short code that has been introduced. With the Shippers Authority, they have various committees that we are part of, especially the Transit Shipper Committee that has virtually all players that are relevant in the shipping industry present, and JAPTO is there. And this is a very high platform where critical sector policies in the haulage industry are discussed, and we are well represented there. With Customs, the relationship is also good, even though we wish it can be improved. Yes, they offer us sensitization, especially recently with respect to the ZIGMAT, the sub-regional, is it continental customs procedures or whatever that is being introduced. Yes, we were sensitized on the requirements and then the role that transporters will play in the SIGMAT operations. So we're having a good relationship, except that, away from the regional capital, we have a few issues, particularly with customs when it comes to how they interpret the transit regulations for cargo. Our understanding is that when a transit cargo breaks down, you report to the nearest custom station. They deploy an officer to come and inspect the problem, write a report, and all of this is supposed to be done without a fee. But in practice, you know, some custom, and I have to say a few custom officers are beginning to make it look like a key part of their regulations to charge from 500 to 1,000 Ghana cedis just before the documents are released. You know, transit trucks are supposed to exit.
Is this a legitimate charge or fee?
It is not legitimate because the rule says that the inspection and all of that is supposed to be free of charge. But sometimes, as a result of some logistical constraint, maybe the officer that has to move from their station to where your truck broke down.
So you have to transport them.
Exactly. And it's only fair that as a transporter, you take care of the cost. But for them, for some, I have to emphasize, for a few of them to demand this as though it is a legitimate charge. This is where we also want to
You mentioned 1,000. Do they all charge 1,000 for this particular service?
500 and 1,000.
Okay.
I had an unpleasant conversation with an officer in Kumasi who was, you know, bold enough to ask him, so how do you describe this fee you are demanding for? He says workmanship. I said,
can it be receipted?
No, it's not. And these are things that I have to commend Assistant Commissioner in charge of transit, Mr. Antubre Ofori.
Right.
You know, every now and then I have that unpleasant duty of calling him, because these are people who are running very serious operations, and you call them to lodge a complaint of what I would describe as a misconduct of an officer. Because when you go into meetings with these senior officers, they are determined to facilitate trade, especially along our corridors. But it appears there is a disconnect between the policy makers at the top and the implementers at the bottom.
All right, those were the thoughts of a couple of executives from the Joint Association of Port Transport Unions, JAPTU. Now let us hear a few comments from viewers on the subject that was just discussed. Here are some comments. My name is Frank from Laboni. I want to know what I stand to gain as a transporter if I join JAPTU. Hi Frank. The Executive Secretary of JAPTU says, as an individual, certain issues of advocacy that may be difficult for you to communicate with policymakers, being a part of JAPTU gives you a better chance to be covered by the association's participation in stakeholder dialogues towards policy formulation. Again, being a part of JAPTU gives you access to increased cargo opportunities, among other benefits. This one says, thumbs up to the transport associations for coming together to form JAPTU. My humble suggestion is for them to create training and workshops for members as a key pillar of the association. In addition to the training, they should also add customer service. My name is Raymond from Enum. As people, we have to reorient ourselves and act properly. The actions of these police officials on the corridor does not serve as a good example for the younger generation. All right, that sums up our discussion on the haulage sector today. Remember, you can channel all your suggestions through this platform. Iron Port will return shortly after this break.
Every now and again, GOIL makes good things happen. This time, GOIL has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with GOIL Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. GOIL has that sorted. GOIL, good energy.
Taxes, our future. Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, streetlights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Sulphur, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risks Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance Motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the high seas, covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance. Oh, Ajima, tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the project and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. And yes, we connect, you thrive.
Do you know, effective 9th May 2022, no truck or trailer that has not registered with the port and undergone the port city process with a valid RFID tag would be allowed into the port and terminals to carry cargo. To register, pick a form at the monitoring department, Port of Tema, or at the JAP2 Ghana office, or call 059-3866-358 or 059-32-63350 to get started. Registration is renewable yearly, so all trucks already registered are advised to renew now if expired. Register your truck before the 9th of May 2022 to avoid being denied entry at the port gates. Let's all cooperate for a safe and secured environment for our port operations.
Welcome back. Now, the leading oil marketing company in Ghana continues to reward its customers in impressive promotions. This time around at DAWHENYA, take a listen. More than 120 different drivers have been awarded in a GOIL promotion at the DAWHENYA station for their continued loyalty to the GOIL brand. They received television sets, refrigerators, gas cookers, pressing irons, and standing fans, among other electronic appliances and souvenirs. The various beneficiaries qualified for the promotion as a result of continued patronage of GOIL products over the course of the first quarter of 2022.
We have drivers coming in to fill forms, telling us showing what they're buying. Then at the end of the period, we present them with awards. So it depends on how much you're buying. Then at the end of it, we tally all. Then we give out our awards. The Tema Zonal Manager of GOIL, Rita Ado, reassured customers of GOIL of continued delivery of quality services and products. We are thanking them and telling them that the next one is starting again just after Easter for the second quarter. This was for the first quarter. So the second quarter will also start just after Easter. Then at the end of June, we're going to reward them again. This is to thank them and to let others also know the good things we're doing here. We've put additives into the products for better performance of our engines, so we can assure them that when they buy GOIL products, they will not go wrong. We also have good lubricants that they also should buy for their vehicles. So this is what we are telling them. that as they've known us from Titi, they should still continue to be with us.
The beneficiaries of the promotion shared their experiences using GOIL products.
When I started working with GOIL, I see a difference in my life and in my vehicles and everything. I realize it is helping me. So I force all my drivers to patronize GOIL product.
None of the cars are complaining that, oh, when you go to the road, these are the challenges we are having. No. So GOIL, I advise everybody that go to GOIL and buy fuel. It's the best fuel in the market so far.
Now it's time to take our lenses to the international scene and have a glimpse of what is happening in the shipping and maritime industry around the globe. ANL, a subsidiary of French container and logistic shipping giant CMA CGM Group, has completed a first biofuel trial on a containerized shipping vessel within Oceania. The trial, undertaken on ANL's AAX1 service, was a 42-day rotation, commencing in Brisbane, traveling via Southeast Asia and then on to key Australian ports. Australian retailer Woolworths Group has been a key partner in this biofuel trial, looking to invest in new opportunities to lower supply chain emissions across the board. The trial voyage used a B20 biofuel blend with feedstock supplied by Queensland-based Ecotech, while BP Marine and Port of Brisbane played a pivotal role in supplying and bunkering the blended fuel. Portugal-based European Maritime Safety Agency, together with Germany's Federal Maritime and Hydrographic Agency, is conducting a large-scale emissions monitoring campaign using remotely piloted aircraft, scheduled to begin later this month. Over a 3-month period, a specially equipped drone will measure the sulfur content in the exhaust plumes of ships transiting the Baltic Sea in order to be able to detect violations of the applicable limits. At the same time, image data will also be collected for hydrographic surveying purposes. The remotely piloted aircraft will take off from the German Armed Forces Staberhoek site on the east coast of Fehmarn and fly over selected ships operating in the Fehmarn Belt and the Kade in order to measure the sulfur content of their exhaust plumes using specific sensors. Now this is the time we take a look at the schedule of vessels that have berthed within the port, those at anchorage and those expected in the coming weeks, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rates, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. Alright viewers, this is where we draw the curtains on today's edition of Iron Port. Remember, you can watch all Iron Port content on our YouTube channel, Iron Port. Remember to subscribe, like, and give us feedback. Thank you for watching.